video is going to be about working up West London, yeah? I work in some of the affluent areas in West, yeah? And I thought working for Billionaires, I would make money and I would be secure. It's wrong. Because I was working through them for a company, but I feel if you was working for them privately, again, it's a wrong way to look at stuff, which is, if I work for someone that has a lot of money, I'm gonna have a lot of money. That's wrong. They've got a lot of money for a reason. And they choose to look for people who need opportunities like yourself, but you're still gonna struggle because you're not able to pay for the stuff what you would want in life, because the balance on money and work, yeah, it doesn't accumulate to what you need it to. I say that because I worked in a very affluent area in Chelsea, and I worked in another area and I made even more money from the area which is near to it, but it wasn't Chelsea, if you get what I mean. I don't want to tell you too much of my own personal business. And what I summed that up to be is, I thought, oh, you've made it because you're in Chelsea. Oh, you've made it because you're working for Billionaires. But no. I say no because those people are very demanding, yeah? Let's keep it real. Their standards are very high, but your standards should be high as well, equally. Again, if you can't adhere to those standards, or you can't get them things done due to the company what you're working for is tight, because that is going to be one of the main reasons, and they like to cut corners, you're fucked, in a nutshell. I do more hours now, but my work ratio is more a calm situation than being frantic and having customers and clients who, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. When can you get this done? When can you get that done? Because that is the attitude what you get sometimes. You know, you're there to serve. You're there to do. They don't pay you for what you know up here. They pay you for what you can do. They know you can do something well and to a high standards. So they pay you. But it doesn't mean that they pay you a good rate, an excellent and outstanding rate. No. It means they just pay you what is like the book standard for that area. But you need the top. I know that's what you're saying to yourself. And you're not going to get the top from them, because that's how they get money. They get money by paying you a lower standards. And it's a reality, but it's something that a lot of people don't like to admit. And I like to only just give transparency on my channel, because what I feel my channel is me and how I see stuff today. And I see everything. I don't try and sugarcoat it, because what's the point? If anybody is in the same industry as me and you're around those types of circles, you will understand these things, but it's just nobody says it, because they probably want people to respect them for the choices or being able to get into those small circles of affluent people, which is an achievement in itself. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is Premier League stuff. The other stuff is like, you know, if you work further out, it's Division 1 conference and all that. That's the vibe. I'm not gonna lie. And just the eulogy or the analogy, the way I've summed it up here, is the reality. I don't care if people don't like to admit it. This is Champions League. Inside central London, inside, when you look at areas like Kensington, Knightsbridge, Chelsea, Mayfair, it's Champions League, period. Champions League. You could get Champions League money from there. But it's how you're going to be treated. I think a lot of people don't realise that you're there to serve, innit? And when you're there to serve, yeah, there's your attitude, what you've got to take away from the situation. Because anytime someone spoke to you in a way which you felt like wasn't like as respectful as you spoke to them, they're going to say, oh, what do you mean? Like, oh no, don't be silly, man. It's just nothing. Or that's just how they speak. Okay. But they don't speak to everybody like that. That's the truth. They don't. But they don't care what you think neither. Because to a lot of those people, you, I, her, she, you're replaceable. That's it. They just get rid of people if they feel like people are getting a bit too big for their boots. Feel like you're getting a bit too comfortable around them. Get rid of you. Feel like you've got something to say because you didn't like the way how something happened. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, but we're going to let you go soon. There you go. So it's like they're never paying you for your attitude or caring about what you think, yeah? You're there to do. And it's sad when you look at a lot of different people, because I speak to some managers who run these types of buildings. Again, when I say it's like serving people, it is like serving people. So from someone who's like a cleaner, to someone who is a property manager, to someone who is a maintenance supervisor like myself, it's the same, you know? And being in different environments where your skill set is respected and needed more, you will obviously get, and you can get, a lot more respect from the situation. Like, I mean, the people ain't disrespecting you as much, and you can keep your standards as well, and you can also keep building up a good environment for others to work in. It's hard for you to build and set that when you're working for people that have a lot of money, because they do that. They set the environment, they set the vibe. They said that you should have a half an hour break. They said that you shouldn't be talking around there, or we don't want you around when we have our VIP people around. Like, we want the maintenance and the concierges and all these people like to be waiting downstairs, because that's what used to happen. You're ushered away. It's nothing personal, you know, like, it is what it is, isn't it? But it will allow people to feel like, I know what my purpose is here, you know. My purpose is just to be doing these little bits and not be seen by X and Y. And you might be a person that needs people to tell you that you've done a good job and all that, because everybody's different, you know. Like, some people put a good amount of work into what they do and they don't get shown the right level of appreciation. That can happen. But again, even when that does happen, you gotta just like learn how to deal with it. You gotta not take it super personal, because if you're gonna be in their environments, it's gonna happen a lot. They expected you to do that anyway, so they're not gonna say thank you for it. Oh, we really appreciate you for doing that. No, they're not gonna do that. Never seen that once. Thank you. They will say thank you. They're not disrespectful in that type of sense, but it's not gonna get some like, oh, you really saved the day, and oh, but no, they won't. And that's what you need to get to grips with. Be honest with yourself about that shit, because that shit will tear you up. That shit will make you think, oh, they don't respect me. They don't. Just be looking out for your paycheck, because it will be the same. That's all I have to say on that thing. No matter if you have a harder time or a easier time, your paycheck will always be the same. So that's what type of understanding you've got to have when you're going into any of these situations. And if I knew that, I think my mindset would have been different if I knew that my paycheck was always going to be the same, and there's not this, oh, just because you've saved the day a couple of times, they're going to need you. No, because like I told you, they don't need you. And you only start to really realise that when you have conversations, because, you know, like, a lot of people, they are replaceable. I'm replaceable in what I do. It might take them 6, 7 people to find a good person like myself, but it's replaceable. And again, it's just because someone doesn't want to put up with you. They don't have to put up with your attitude. They have to put up with you because they feel like you're getting out of your place. That's happened to me many a times. You know, as a young man myself, they feel like I'm going to have like an attitude, or I'm going to have too much to say. I'm not a puppet. I was never a puppet. I'm not even a yes man. So those situations, they don't work for me. You know, and I'm sure not to put myself in those situations anymore, because it's pointless. You know, you want a yes person who's going to say, yeah, this, yeah, that. I'm not going to say that if that's not what we should do, or that's not the sensible thing to do. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be professional at all times, and I'm going to give you a professional answer if that's what you want, but I'm going to ask you, what do you want? Because it's easier to get to the root of what someone wants from you. And they're those types of people, like those high-end people, they're keen for that. Like, because the time, what they're talking to you, they're looking at it as money and stuff like that, and they ain't got that time. So give them what they want as soon as possible. Be direct, because it's a style which they find as no nonsense and straight to the point. But it's just not for everyone, you know, because I was talking to someone about this the other day, and I said, most people, they're not going to put up with that. And you're like, and they were like, yeah, you're right, they're not. Frustration will kick in quicker than compromisation, and that's a wicked thing as well. But don't be deterred, you know, like the things which I'm saying might never happen to you, but the likelihood of it happening is very high if you're in those scenarios. Just how it is. I view a lot of things and I see it. So, you know, I know a lot of people don't say it because that's actually their life. It's what it is, man. You know what I mean? Make sure you like, share and subscribe. And I'll be talking about rich people, billionaires and people like that all the time. Well, not all the time, but when I feel like it. But this was just an understanding to let people know that it isn't always rosy at all. Like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next upload. Let's get it.